saying Angela maybe could chair the public safety, and there was a comment that you had expressed that you didn't want to be a chair for any committee because of time. Things like that. I don't remember. I don't remember. So I just want to, we do need to work together, and I think we need to give board members the benefit of the doubt, and just, it'd be nice if you just said, you know what, I would like to be the chair, and, just keep moving. We gotta keep moving. She has expressed interest. Maybe we can ask who's interested in chairing certain committees and move forward.
I think if you give the board an opportunity of, instead of just appointing, give us an opportunity to work so that we have different people on board. So that's just my suggestion. The board still has to ratify it anyway, but.
No, yeah, you're right, the board does still have to ratify it, and I have given a number of opportunities, and we did start off by asking who's interested. It just seems like everybody is either resigning or not meeting. I didn't want to end up with being chair of the land use committee, you know that, and I am, and I can't, I have people who are holding meetings, and maybe I am relying too much on that, but in order for this board to be functional, I want to see functioning committees.
We don't have any chairs, and this is where you need to open it up for the board again. This is something I'm interested in. I'm just opening it up for board members, or the new board members, to join all these other committees. So that's just my position on it. I just want to move on.
Okay, are you interested in being the chair of the bylaw committee?
No. I'm interested in public safety because I'm already in the committee.
Are you interested in being chair of the bylaw committee? And giving up the public safety?
I want public safety.
Okay, Yoli? Or who had their hand up? Dama?
No, I have my hand up because I'm just like, if you're interested in something, don't wait for somebody to come to you and be like, hey, are you interested in this or interested in that? Step up and do it. Like Marlene says, we got a lot of committees that, I guess like 10 or 11 that I read the last time, and I was like, damn, there's some of us that are chairing two committees. There's some of us that are like in 4 committees, or I don't even know that. But I mean, every one of us here has to step up in one way or another. Whether you're being a chair or whether you're being in the committee.
Or whether you're following up with what you say.
Or whether
you're
you're
gonna do.
following up with what you say you're gonna do. Or if you're interested in something, hey, you know what, don't wait for somebody to come talk to you. You go and talk to that person. If they can help you, all right, who can help me after that? But we gotta step up and.
I know it seems like I'm in a bunch of committees, but I'm not. It's just that I give my 110% to LA 32 when we're out doing events or representing. You guys could be like that too, if you're out there doing the outreach, or you're out there doing the events, or doing your committees and doing some kind of outreach in your committee. I'm sorry, it seems like I'm hot dogging it all, but I don't think I am. I mean, we're always inviting you guys to outreach and to get involved in your committees. I mean, I want public safety because I am gonna do a damn good job about that, and you'll see.
I just want functioning committees. I mean, if we're gonna function as a board, it needs to start from the committees.
You have a hand over here,
Cynthia?
Yeah.
I just have a question. I know in the past we have done certain things and it doesn't always resonate well with this new board. But when there was a committee member, when a chair would leave, that committee member, we would give them the first opportunity to see if they wanted to be a chair.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that, and I'm not completely opposed to that policy. I asked you, you didn't want to chair anything. Luisana didn't want to chair anything. Augie doesn't want to chair anything. Victor resigned as the chair. Yoli said she was willing to take on a chair of a committee. You resigned from the land use committee. Nick and Sasha, you guys are valuable members and you're active members, but I know you have a lot on your plates, and that's why we're not so much on.
And it would have been fine if someone would have let me know, like, hey, we have someone that has more time and they want to be the chair, would you be interested in being a member to help support this person? I would have been fine with that, but no one came to me about that, no one let me know about that, and so I'm just concerned with that practice.
Right. Yeah, that's not a good practice, and I'm not going to be the first to say, and I will take the blame for that. I should have emailed you, and you guys probably have noticed that my emails are far and few lately because I'm doing like 3 jobs right now at work, but no excuses on my part either. Sasha?
Yeah, and I mean, I understand where Nick is coming from simply because I was in the same situation. I expressed that to you and I was very honest. I think that was like back in October when I addressed that, because I was extremely busy. And I also said that I would be changing my school schedule entirely and pushing back my graduation date, which I held to, and I've actually changed and not taking classes so that I could make board meetings. And I know that's something that Nick has also done as well, and has intentionally like made time. I do understand that you want to make sure that we're as active as possible, and that there are some people here that are not as committed. But I do think that it's important to try to communicate to us. Something like the Kite Festival per se, I do understand that we are younger constituents on the board, and that we are not as familiar with some of the traditions that El Sereno has and that this board has kept up. And I know that you've informed us of some, as well as Anthony Manzano and Scott Johnson have let us know some of the traditions that have gone on here in El Sereno. But kind of informing us about that and just keeping us up to date to let us be strong board members, and to also let us try to, do as much as possible. I'm sure if you would have let like Nick know about the Kite Festival, I know how Nick is. He's one of the hardest working people I've ever met in my entire life, and I know that he would be extremely committed had he known that this big thing was coming up. But I remember attending the Kite Festival, but to be honest, I had no idea that that was a tradition. And so like I mentioned before, I changed my entire school schedule, changed my work schedule to make time specifically for this board. Push back graduation. I'm, very committed when it comes to what I'm doing here, so.
Yeah, no, nobody's questioning your guys' commitment. And again, this was voted on by the executive board. I'm not just making random decisions. But, Nick, if you have the time, and again, I understand that we could come to you guys and tell you this, and that is what goes on. But had a meeting taken place back in June or July, I'm sure you would have known about it. So it does go both ways, because we are all adults and nobody's here to, we all have our own things going on and we're all pressed for time. So are you able to give the time that will be necessary for? Okay.
You and I, we have all close together.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to work with the outreach committee on this? Okay?
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying, like, anybody that wants to, like, arts and culture, for any kind of event, we all would have to coordinate with each other.
It should be, yeah.
You know.
Who else is on your committee?
Board meeting,
Sasha, and
We had one member,
the stakeholder was,
I don't know what the name at the time, with projectors,
Xavier Estrada.
okay.
He's in public committee, public safety.
Is he showing up to the meetings?
Public safety committee?
Okay. I would, yeah, you need to let me know, get a hold of him if he's not, okay, if he's not willing, let me know before next month so that we can get somebody else on there, because you guys are gonna need all the help you can get on the Kite Festival. Okay, so Nick's gonna remain as the chair of the Arts and Culture Committee. The Executive Bylaw Committee. Is there anybody who'd like to be the bylaw chair?
Can I say a name, like, vote someone to do it? Can I say like the person, one of my.
You can make a recommendation.
I'd like to recommend Yoli Garcia to be chair for bylaws.
Are you chairing anything?
No, she's not.
No, if somebody else would like to chair it, I would be okay with that. If nobody else would like to chair it, then I will.
I would like to second that.
Yeah, what happened?
Victor?
Yeah, I would like to, I expressed, wanting to chair that committee in the past.
The bylaw committee?
Yes, so I had to reschedule my work schedule, and that's the reason why I had to relinquish one of my committees, but I do have time for one committee, and I would like to chair that committee.
Okay. Jolie?
Whoever would like to chair it, that's fine.
You're okay?
It was no because they would like to continue being part of the committee. I'm part of the bylaws committee, so I would just like to continue being on that.
Okay, you're not gonna resign, right? I'm gonna appoint you as chair of the bylaw committee pending ratification from the board. Can we go ahead and do that now? Is anybody opposed to appointing Victor as chair of the bylaw committee? No oppositions? Victor? You're the man. When's the meeting?
Well, I past, I've been involved with the Neighbors Council for quite some time now, and one of my passions is bylaws. And I've attended many bylaw committee meetings, and during the time that Mr. Diaz wasn't able to chair the committee, I stepped up and chaired the committee meetings that we had.
Yes, you did. Do you need another person on your committee? It's right now you and Yoli. Raymond only resigned as chair, but now we're gonna remove him, so you're gonna need, that's not on the agenda, so.
I think of,
I'm gonna ask that you guys meet anyway with the two of you as a majority.
Yeah, director on the bylaws committee.
Director, you wanna be chair?
No, not chair, you're gonna be chair of the bylaws committee.
We can have a third.
Want to be a third?
Okay, I can't appoint you now because it's not on the agenda, but I'll put it on the next one, but,
Still me.
yeah, if you could go to they're gonna still meet, and maybe you can go as a stakeholder and just, right, please. And we'll definitely get that on the next agenda to appoint you to, well, no, that's not a stakeholder. Okay, now back to public safety. So we have Michelle and Angela.
No, go ahead and appoint Michelle, I'm still in public safety anyway, so, she.
Who's your third member? Xavier as well, right? Okay. Is there any opposition to Michelle being appointed as chair of the Public Safety Committee? Gamma? Is there any opposition? Okay, so everybody unanimous consent to that? Okay, Michelle, you're chair of the Public Safety Committee. Let's see, Raymond from the Executive Board. After this, we're going to take a few-minute break for sure. Do we have I guess, let me see, resignation replacement. Oh, we're going to need a nomination for the executive position for Raymond's spot as recording secretary.
What are the responsibilities of the correspondence?
Minutes. No, the corresponding recording is the minutes.
Corresponding is posting.
Corresponding is posting, yes. And we'll fill that next time. And I have you in mind.
Yeah, I'm interested in it.
For corresponding?
Secretary, if it's for posting,
For the corresponding? Okay.
but I'll help you if
You have to post.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to get that on the next agenda, but you are the one that I think I already asked you. I know, we'll get that on the next agenda. But for now, do we have a nomination for the recording secretary?
I have a nomination.
Who are you nominating?
I nominate Louisiana Valdez. We give you a laptop, because we have one, right? And you just type everything that you say, and then you can even get the voice recorder that we have, or you use a voice recorder. You can put it here, record it, in case you miss something, you go home, you play it back, and you just, go back to the They give you a template.
Minutes?
We'll give you a template on how to do the minutes.
I can help you on it.
Yeah.
I
And we'll
never,
give you the voice recorder to record it.
You could look at other neighborhood council minutes or the old, or actually the old ones.
It's just that they don't like using the voice recorder, because they're pro like that. But we have one, that you could record the voice.
Before she knows what she's getting into, she has to know what the role is for that secretary.
well, I didn't know my role as a secretary, and I jumped in there.
You're doing a good job, everybody.
Sometimes you just gotta jump.
Luisana, do you accept the nomination?
You're not doing it right now. Hello? You're not filling the executive seats right now.
It's on the agenda.
The public votes. The public votes. And it's not on the agenda.
Yeah, executive committee position,
Yes, all
everybody here has
executive
to vote.
positions go to the stakeholders. You have to give a whole month's notice to fill executive seats.
They all vote.
Memorize or read the bylaws. It's not happening today.
So she can see, get a feel for it.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna fill the 2 executive board positions on the next agenda. I don't know where I have to read it. Two of them, correspond. Oh, well, depending. Because you're corresponding right now, but you're acting as recording. Yeah, yeah, depending. We're gonna have to, you guys, let's take a 5-minute recess.
You want to take a 10-minute or?
5 minutes, 8:25.
That's what happens when you go to me correcting me. That's what you said.
Yeah, absolutely.